The problem is your Dell laptop battery won't charge, even though your Dell AC power adapter seems to be working fine. Your Dell AC power adapter and Dell laptop talk to each other, even though delivering the correct voltage and current. If your AC adapter cannot respond to laptop commands, the computer BIOS will intervene and prevent the AC adapter from charging your laptop battery. Unlike regular AC power adapters that have a 2-conductor barrel plug, Dell has a 3-conductor plug, which has this third inner pin right here. It's not a DC power conductor. It's a one-wire serial bus that carries identifier data stored in a 512-bit ROM inside the Dell AC power adapter. If that ROM memory gets blown, as they so often do, your Dell AC power adapter won't be recognized and identified as original Dell equipment, and the BIOS will beep an unfriendly warning. The AC power adapter type cannot be determined. This will prevent optimal system performance. Strike the F3 key if you do not want to see this power warning message again. Now you can type the F2 key to run the setup utility. Here you see you can either enable or disable the AC power adapter identification. If disabled, you won't get the BIOS warning. And although the AC adapter will still power the laptop, the AC adapter will no longer charge your laptop battery. Here's the Dell Inspiron AC power adapter specification label. The barrel plug diagram is right here and shows the outside barrel is ground, the inside barrel is 19.5 volt DC, and the central pin is shown but not labeled. It's the mystery pin. But now we know it's the serial bus for the ROM memory chip inside the Dell AC power adapter. Inside a Dell AC power adapter is a switch mode power supply. But here's the really good stuff. This is the ROM chip, and over here is the green wire. That's the serial bus that goes to the center pin of the DC barrel connector. Let's take a closer look. It's over here. This is the green wire, and here's a transistor. Oh, it's not a transistor, it's the ROM chip disguised as a transistor. It really looks like a transistor. Let's take an even closer look. Here's the DS2501. That's a 512-bit EEPROM, electrically programmable read-only memory. The DS is for Dallas Semiconductor. That was acquired by Maxim Integrated Products. This ROM is part of a product line called OneWire. That allows data signals and power over a single wire, the green wire. Now over here, this pin is ground. The middle pin is where the green wire serial bus goes. But this pin is left unconnected. Pretty strange, huh? You'd think that the power supply voltage would go here. But remember, the supply voltage is provided over the green wire. How it does this trick is pretty interesting. Here's a diagram that explains how the ROM chip works. This green wire has two functions. It's a serial bus to transfer either host controller commands or ROM data. But when idle, this resistor pulls up the green wire to 3.4 volts, which forward biases this diode and charges this capacitor, which acts as a tiny battery for the ROM memory. Both the diode and capacitor are inside the ROM package. When either the host or ROM drives the green wire low, this diode is reverse biased, so the capacitor charge can't leak off, which continues to function as a tiny voltage supply for the ROM memory. There are two main points of failure for the ROM chip. The first is a bad ROM memory cell or blown ROM chip, possibly caused by electrostatic discharge at the DC plug, or a temporary 19.5 volt DC short circuit to the center pin at the DC plug. Line surges, power line disturbances, and things like that. Secondly, the motherboard jack can become loose, or poor solder joints, leading to an intermittent serial bus connection. Possibly the spring conductors inside the jack can become loose. They don't mate well with the center pin, creating an intermittent or open circuit. Symptoms that indicate a bad serial bus connection Might be the battery will not charge, but the laptop otherwise runs great. Maybe the DC plug feels loose or constantly wiggles its way out of the jack. The laptop charger, the light turns off. Maybe you need to hold the plug in a certain position to get the laptop battery to charge. Things like that. When I first plugged the AC adapter into the laptop, the ROM chip announces itself with this presence pulse. The pull-up resistor then raises the green wire to 3.4 volts to charge the ROM capacitor. A closer look reveals that the line is first held low at ground potential and then released. The pull-up resistor brings the line up to 3.4 volts. About 50 to 60 microseconds later, the ROM drives the line low for about 140 microseconds and then releases the line. The pull-up resistor once again brings the line back to 3.4 volts. The presence pulse must be between 60 and 240 microseconds. The one-wire communications protocol is a three-phase transaction. An initialization or start sequence begins when the host issues a reset pulse, followed by the ROM's presence pulse. In the second phase, the host issues a ROM command, and the ROM replies with its unique 64-bit ROM ID that identifies the AC power adapter. In the last phase, the host issues a read from memory command, and the ROM replies with its secret data. This is the entire communication. Let's take a closer look at the start sequence. It begins when the laptop controller issues a reset pulse by driving the green line low for 500 microseconds. The host releases the line, which is resistively pulled up to 3.4 volts. The ROM chip is now in a known state. About 40 microseconds later, the ROM follows with an active low presence pulse that lasts for about 140 microseconds, and that's released, and once again it's resistively pulled high to 3.4 volts. If the green wire were disconnected or intermittent, the laptop host controller would issue a reset command. When the host does not receive a ROM presence pulse, the next time you start Windows, you'll get the BIOS warning.